All right, guys. So we'll welcome everybody back to the Independent Investor Channel. This is going to be a portfolio review, a six-figure portfolio review of the self-directed Roth IRA account. Number two, you guys are going to want to sit back, enjoy, pay particular attention to the transparency on the holdings, the dollar amount, and the actual share value that we'll cover. We're going to do a top-to-bottom review, no stone left unturned for your viewing pleasure. So you're going to want to sit back and enjoy the review. I'd like to welcome everybody into the self-directed Roth IRA account number two. Can't tell you how important these rollouts are if you're a beginning investor out there and you're entertaining the idea of getting involved in investing. It always helps to sit across and see a real example of a real portfolio with real holdings and real dollar amounts disclosed. In this portfolio, I seek three strategic goals. Number one is the goal that I feel like all new investors can aspire to achieve, and that is a passive exposure to the stock market. The passive assets that make up this portfolio are comprised in a couple of ETFs here. I choose Vanguard products for my passive exposure. It doesn't really matter who you choose, whether it be Fidelity product or State Street or Vanguard or any of the other top tier offers out there. The idea is that you understand where your exposure is being drawn from, and then picking the product that is where you want to go, and paying attention to the expense that's built over the particular asset that you choose. So my choice for my flagship S&P 500 holding is right here. Ticker symbol is VOO. This is one of my favorites. I talk about this all the time. This is a nice passive exposure piece to the market. And then right above it, I grab my international exposure through VEA. So these are both Vanguard products here, 100 shares of the VEA, just over. Been investing in this for quite some time. This VOO actually represents a fairly small starting position for me at 25 shares. We're going to monitor the market. Had the market been a little more conducive to buying, I would have probably upped this and taken a larger position, but 25 represents a fairly small starting position for me, and the eventual build out of this position should really approach the 50% mark in this portfolio, as I want a 50-50 mix in the portfolio between passive investments and single stock in the portfolio. You can see here that 83,000 are devoted to stock and equity holdings, the ETF, and some speculative play, and holding about just over 20,000 in cash, just as a reserve to monitor this market going forward, and give us a little bit of dry powder to deploy if we do get a little bit of a correction in the market. Just for note, this is the actual portfolio rollout that I do. This is one of 5 accounts that I will do. So to get the total portfolio value, you're going to have to tune into all of the reviews that I do. And I do plan on doing a summary review and talking about the percentage of stock exposure that I have and passive exposure compared to the amount of cash that I do have on the sideline. I feel like there's a lot of value in understanding where my thought is with regard to how much exposure we should have at this particular juncture. This is just what makes sense to me. And as always, I want to premise to make sure that each and every one of you understand that this is a portfolio that's individual to me. And the whole point of my rolling these out is to understand what is possible as a self-directed independent investor, and to motivate you guys to the power of investing and the prospects of investing for initiating a wealth building strategy for you. So that's the passive aspect of this. And as I go down the actual holdings, I just want to acknowledge that on my Friday live stream, I will roll out the ticker symbols to you guys as a weekly update. So you guys don't have to always tune into these portfolio reviews, although these provide the granular detail of share amounts and dollar amounts, which I will not disclose on my live stream. So just to keep you guys updated on the progress of the portfolio, we roll these out through multiple conduits. So just make sure that you're understanding that these are a little bit more granular, and I don't sugarcoat these. I roll these out the way that they are, and I think that can provide a significant value to a new investor looking to understand what is possible in the stock market. So here we've got in the material sector, BHP Billiton. That emboldens my material sector. I do own the ETF, specialty ETF for materials in my other portfolio, but this is the only material single stock that I own right now. Nice dividend to boot. Right below that is Cisco Systems, which I believe is bottomed. It's the largest tech holding in this portfolio. Chevron and Energy, we've just liquidated Honeywell here based on valuation. I still believe the company is really good. I was just looking to take some profits and did so in Honeywell. The Hyliion warrants, we're still monitoring that to make sure that the S1 filing becomes effect. And once it becomes effective, we will be looking to take our cash option on this entire position of 600 shares to convert those to common shares of Hyliion. Our cost basis is around $24 there. So we're looking to make up some of this loss here on the warrants with some arbitrage dollars when those warrants are converted to common shares in the company. JP Morgan has really come back nicely, the largest financial position, ticker symbol JPM on this. And we'll continue to hold this as a cornerstone in this portfolio. Kraft Heinz Food, KHC, as well in the staples category. 3M, which has really come back nicely. We've taken this into some deep water for a long time. The largest industrial holding in this portfolio, and we're looking to recover that. Merck, I've taken profit in, and to really kind of pare back on my healthcare exposure, I took some profit in multiple areas. Realty Income, I actually took a quick channeling profit-taking initiative, so I was able to take a $1,000 bill off of this and then reignite the position with 30 more shares. So we've increased the position, locked some profits in on that downturn we had in the last couple weeks. And in channeling the stock, so we've reinitiated some new profits in there, and it re-engaged in this position, which is my favorite in the REIT space in real estate. Pepsi has been a long-term holding of mine, no change there to speak of. Pfizer, I did the same thing. I took profits when it went above 40 and re-established the position at, I believe, 37 or so. So a channeling opportunity there. Again, in the Roth IRA, I do that every now and then to strategically channel and siphon off profit, and then look to re-enter the position at a lower price, and I've successfully done that here in the positions that I've declared to you. Also, Procter & Gamble, same thing. Took profits. It's run up quite nicely. Reinitiated the position with a little bit more shares. I believe I upped it to 25 and got a little profit cushion there. Philip Morris, nice dividend payer. We'll continue to monitor this position. New position I've added in the speculation category in the EV space, EV fueling infrastructure with Switchback Energy, ticker symbol SBE. Liquidated on valuation, one of my favorite positions in Visa. This will be one that I will monitor and look to re-enter back into. I don't know if I'll re-enter it back in this portfolio or shift that out as more of a strategic move of taking profit in big technology, Apple, Microsoft, and Visa being that. And we'll continue to monitor this. This is still one of my favorite companies. I still own PayPal in the payment space. But Visa had just run up nicely, and it was an opportunity to take some profits and went ahead and did so. Verizon, same thing on the profit-taking initiative. and then re-entered the stock at a 50-share position. I don't believe I upped that position, but we were able to strategically channel that during that blip of downturn in the market. I had taken some profits, and anytime I do that, I monitor the name, and if I have the ability to buy it back on a channeling opportunity, I will absolutely did and I did it with some very high level success in this particular portfolio, and we'll just continue to hold the name and monitor them as they go forward. And finally, Wells Fargo, as financial gains its footing, we're continuing to hold this through some deep water. And then Walmart we took on profits, as I feel like 150 is a fair value for Walmart. Always having to pay a premium, and with the anemic dividend in here, that was an opportunity for me to take some profits and put some dry powder to the side. So I hope you guys appreciated this review, guys. I will kick you back to YouTube to conclude the video. All right, guys, so we've come out of the self-directed Roth IRA account number 2 review. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and really the takeaway here is to understand what is possible in investing. If you've ever been motivated to start on an investing journey and you just don't understand why, hopefully this provides you some substantiation as to why you want to start on a wealth building strategy for yourself. This particular account that was just reviewed started with $1,500. We've tripled the account over the last couple years. We've done quite well for ourselves. We started with a dollar cost average schedule of about 25 bucks, and we've built it up over time. And there's nothing special about what I've done. If you're out there and you don't think that you can do it, I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can. And just by following some fundamental approaches to the stock market and wealth building for you and your family, you can follow along the same as me without a doubt. You just got to have a little bit of discipline. And the most important thing, the bottom line, is you got to want to do it. Guys, if you enjoy the message coming through, you want to make sure and subscribe to the message. Share the message with anybody out there that you know can benefit from the information. If they're looking to take control of their own financial future, this is the channel for them. And leave your comments at the bottom of the video, man. Let me know that you're out there and what you're working with and that you enjoy the content. Really appreciate you guys joining in. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and good luck in your investment future.